Utah Valley Wolverines are at home again, hosting Weber State. UVU trying to break out of a little bit of a losing streak, but Weber State comes in with two guys looking to be All-Americans. This one's going to be fun. It's coming up next right here on UVU TV.
This copyrighted telecast of the Western Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the WAC Digital Network.
Welcome to the UCCU Center on the campus of beautiful Utah Valley University. We're just south of Salt Lake City, Utah, where tonight the Wolverines of UVU, 2-6 on this young season, entertain an in-state rival. The Weber State Wildcats are in the house. Weber State comes in here 5-3. Hello again, everybody. Nice to see you. I'm Jim. He's Matt. And UVU, Matt, on a 4-game losing streak. They need to break out of that, but this might be their toughest opponent of this 5-game stretch.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. They're going to have to be prepared mentally, physically for the basketball game tonight and for the full 40 minutes, because Weber State brings in a really tough team. I think the Wolverines were left searching the other night after the loss to Southern Utah, so we'll see their mindset. Hopefully we'll see their resolve and how quickly they can rebound and get themselves on the right track early in the year.
Well, you played college basketball enough. I mean, how easy is it, or how hard is it to recover after getting beat in a very disappointing game on Saturday, and then you turn around and play a team like Weber State just a few days later?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's extremely difficult, and I think what Coach Pope has talked about is they've just got to keep competing. You know, I think you and I have talked about at some point they've got to just learn how to turn that corner, because we've seen them get so close to that point during the year. So it's definitely going to be difficult for them, but I know they're up for the challenge.
All right, so if UVU is going to win tonight, they're going to have to rely on some key players, because they're still running pretty short-staffed this season.
Marcel Davis, senior guard, he played fantastic against Southern Utah. Career-high 28 points in that game. Let's see how he backs up that game, see if he can do it with another good game tonight. Connor Fry, Wolverine fans know last game was uncharacteristic from him. He didn't even score. You know, he's the leading scorer for the Wolverines on the year at 15.5 points per game. So these two are going to have to be the leaders of the team tonight.
Yeah, so they've got their work cut out for them. Meanwhile, for Weber State, they got a couple guys they're touting as All-Americans.
Yeah, terrific players. Jeremy Sanglen, who's a junior guard, he averages just over 20 points a game. And Joel Balumboy, who is, as you mentioned to me in the pregame, had a double-double every single game. He's averaging 16 points and almost 12 rebounds. So there's going to have to be a perimeter defensive presence against Sanglen, and there's going to have to be an interior presence against Balumboy tonight if the Wolverines are going to come out victorious.
Yeah, they've got their hands full tonight. So if the Wolverines are going to pull out a victory, there's got to be certain keys that they have to look to, keys to win, keys to victory. What do you got?
Yeah, I think these are things that we always look at. They've got to control the pace. When the Wolverines are at their best, it's when they're playing at the pace they want to, not when they're thrown out of rhythm. They've got to rebound the basketball. It's been a theme all year long from Coach Pope that they've been hurt at times on the glass. So offense, defense, they've got to be on their best tonight and limit those turnovers, because they cannot allow Weber State to get out in transition, and they've got to take care of the basketball to give themselves more opportunities to score.
All right, we'll revisit those keys to the game throughout the game, so we'll hold you to that. This one's going to be an interesting matchup for sure. I think probably one of UVU's toughest matchups, man-to-man wise, this season that we'll see, especially for the homestand.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Weber State brings in a tough team, and Wolverines are going to have to be at the top of their game.
Ninth meeting between the two. UVU has won 3 out of the first 8. In fact, the last time they played on this court 2 seasons ago, UVU came away with a 3-point victory. We're going to take a break. When we get back, your opening lineups and your opening tip. We'll see if UVU can handle business here at the UCCU Center. Coming up next right here on UVU TV.
When I was hired as the new coach at UVU, I knew that if we were going to win games, we'd have to have fans in the seats. I'm not much of a marketing guy, but I have some friends that know a thing or two about it.
All right, Coach. This is all about face-to-face interaction. That was actually pretty good. If this whole basketball thing doesn't work out, you should give me a call.
If you're looking to earn money this summer, stop by the Vantage marketing booth on the concourse during our games or visit choosevantage.com.
You're watching UVU TV.
Welcome back to the UCCU Center. Weber State and Utah Valley. Weber State, a very young team. They carry 6 freshmen on their active roster, 3 sophomores, 3 juniors, and only 1 senior. He'll start. That's Joel Bollenboy, averaging a double-double. We talked about it before the break, 16 points and 11.9 rebounds a game. He's number 7 in the nation in rebounding. Jeremy Singland starts at guard, 6'2", junior from Arlington, Texas, 20 points a game and 2.5 assists per game. McKay Cannon, one of those freshmen, starts at guard, 6 foot from Shelley, Idaho. Dusty Baker, a guard. He'll play some forward as well. 6'4", sophomore from California. And then Zach Braxton rounds out their starting 5. He'll play forward and a lot of center as well. 6'9", redshirt freshman from Highland Ranch, Colorado, averaging 6 points a game. Weber State comes in here averaging 75 points a game, giving up 64. They're coached by Randy Ray in his 10th season at Weber State with a career record of 187 and 107. So they're starting 2 freshmen, a sophomore, a junior, and a senior. And the senior and the junior are All-American candidates. Yeah, we almost anointed them All-Americans before the break, but All-American candidates. In fact, Bollenboy, a lot of folks are saying he might just turn out to be their next Damian Lillard. That's what they're hoping for anyway. Meanwhile, the Wolverines, well, you've heard the names before. Marcel Davis, Jaden Jackson, Connor Fry, Ivory Young, and Andrew Bastian. They're going to be the starting 5 tonight, 3 juniors and 2 seniors. We alluded to it earlier that kind of a short roster. 3 starters for UVU out for the season already with injury. Hayes Garrity probably not going to be back. He still might come back around the first of the year, but probably not. Zach Nelson, definitely out for the season. Telly Davenport, freshman, definitely out for the season, and they were really going to depend on those guys. So they'll start 3 juniors and 2 seniors.
At guard, a 6'2" senior from American Fork, number 0, Marcel Davis. At guard, a 6'2" senior from Salt Lake City, number 2, Jaden Jackson. Also at guard, a 6'3" junior from Houston, Texas, number 13, Ivory Young. At forward, a 6'6" junior from Bountiful, number 11, Connor Fry. And at center tonight, a 6'9" junior from Tustin, California, number 42, Andrew Bastian. The Wolverines are led by head coach Mark Pope. He's assisted by Cody Figger, Chris Burgess, Eric Daniels, and the director of basketball operations, Bobby Hordusky.
UVU comes in here averaging 70 points a game, but they're giving up 73 points a game, coached by Mark Pope in his first year here at UVU and his first year as a head coach anywhere. 2-6 so far, the record for Coach Mark Pope here at UVU, and a lot of people are really excited about the future. Coach Pope has got some phenomenal players redshirting this year, already signed to come in beginning next year. A couple of kids serving LDS missions who will be back, 2 or 3 years. The future looks bright, but right now he's got to hammer his way through a injury-depleted roster season. And the road doesn't get any easier after tonight. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about that more a little bit later. But tonight, Weber State, probably the toughest team UVU has faced at home so far this season. UVU in here on a 4-game losing streak, but Weber State, they went the opposite way. They lost their first 2 games, Matt. Then they won 5 in a row before losing to BYU on Saturday afternoon up in Salt Lake City. So Weber State starting to turn things around.
And we talked about how the Wolverines are going to have to rebound quickly. I'm sure Weber State is, UVU is going to have to turn things around. I'm sure Weber State's chomping at the bit to get out and play again after a tough loss themselves.
UVU wins the tip. Marcel Davis looks over the defense, penetrates, kicks out over the head of Connor Fry. Turnover UVU.
Against Southern Utah, Marcel really early on set the tone with his driving, with his penetration. That time he wasn't quite able to beat the defense and tried that long skip pass. But I would imagine that Weber State saw that game film and saw how Marcel carved up the Thunderbirds inside on his drives, and they're probably going to pack the paint a little bit more. Quick foul here on Andrew Bastian.
Wow, evidently they're going to call this thing pretty tight. UVU, because of that depleted roster, really can't afford to get guys in foul trouble either.
Especially Andrew, because he's the size. He's the size guy.
Ballum boy on the inbounds play.
And just a well-executed play, some terrific screens to free up Ballum boy. The Wolverines got caught, lack of communication.
Jade Jackson for a long 2. Weber State on the run. Ivory Young slaps the ball out of bounds. Right, bless his heart, right into the face of our substitute PA announcer tonight. Dustin Berlin, who's the normal PA announcer, not able to be here tonight, so they got a substitute. I'm sorry to laugh. First minute and a half.
Firing over here.
You got to be on your toes, bud. His name, we'll just call him Wilson now because it's right on his face. Jumper outside. He's all right. He's okay. UVU with the rebound. Wildcats of Weber State leading 2-0. Connor Fry lobs it inside to Bastian. Nothing there. Back to Connor. Plenty of time on the shot clock to work with. Davis for 3. UVU misses their first 2 shots of the night. Dusty Baker kicks outside. Long jumper, Ballum boy. Can't get that one down. UVU Marcel Davis pulled down the rebound.
Yeah, if they can settle, if Ballum boy can take those long jumpers, that plays right into what the Wolverines want. The more they can get him around the perimeter, the better.
Bastian blocked from behind by Zach Braxton, but a foul inside against Weber State on Braxton.
Really nice dish off here from Marcel. Some good unselfish play drives. Hard to the rim. Ballum boy has to come over and give help. Andrew makes himself available and going to the free throw line.
Andrew Bastian sat out about 3 or 4 games he missed with a knee injury. They thought he might have to have surgery. He did not have to have surgery. Played pretty darn well Saturday night against Southern Utah. In fact, blocked 7 shots that night. That put him in elite company. Only one other player had blocked more shots in any game in UVU history. Ben Aird had 10 once upon a time. Free throws tie this one up. Ballum boy saved that one from going out of bounds. Singlen. Ivory Young's got the chore of guarding Singlen tonight. Jumper outside won't go. Ballum boy fought for the rebound. It comes back outside though to Singlen. Fresh 30 to work with. Ballum boy working inside. Bastian. I don't know if Ballum boy lost it on the way up or Bastian knocked it out of his hands. UVU for three. Ivory Young, bottom.
That's exactly what the Wolverines need. If they can get a turnover like they did from Andrew Bastian, great job of not going for the pump fake. He stayed straight up. Getting out in transition and converting on those turnovers will really help the Wolverines.
UVU by 3. We've played 3 minutes. Ballin boy, athletic.
Yeah, that was a really strong move. Almost looked like he was going to take the jump shot. Got Andrew Bastian a little bit off balance, and really strong finish with the left.
Marcel for 3. Front rim. Weber State with the rebound. Inside to Ballenboy again. He'll kick it outside. Wide open 3 this time coming from Cannon. Connor Fry comes away with it for the Wolverines. Dangerous pass over to Jaden Jackson. Now outside to Ivory. 3 again. Missed that one. Weber State brings it down.
Nice baseline pass there from Jaden, and a nice pump fake move from Ivory, getting the defender out of his way. Legal screen.
Foul's going to go against Weber State. I believe that's Braxton.
I called him. He was setting the first leg of the screen and didn't quite get set. It's called for foul.
That'll bring us to our first media timeout. Just under 16 to play here in the first half. UVU with a 1-point lead.
You're watching UVU TV.
Think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
Well, despite the fact that UVU's only hit 1 shot, 1 out of 5 so far, they do have a 1-point lead. Their 1 shot was a 3-pointer and a couple of free throws. Darius Hamilton inside, stripped on the way up. Turnover. Weber State quickly. Gittins fought for his own rebound. Up top. Boy, I thought he was going to drive, instead dished it off. Marcel Davis cleans the glass.
Really good recovery and help defense there from the Wolverines.
Hamilton inside again, missed it, got it back up and in.
A thought had run through my mind a minute ago about the Wolverines hadn't really got any opportunities inside. You know, when Andrew was in there, he was mainly setting picks around the perimeter. If they can establish some type of interior presence, that will aid their perimeter game. And a nice basket there from Darius. They've gone to him early here when he's been inside.
Connor Fry pulls down the rebound off the Weber State miss.
They ran a couple of plays right to him, and they're trying to get him inside, get some shots.
Jaden Jackson feeds inside, nothing there for Hamilton. Connor Fry for 3, no. Bollenboy with the rebound.
See how far Darius Hamilton is playing off of Bollenboy when he has the ball on the perimeter. So they're going to position themselves to not give up any ground inside.
UVU basketball.
You know what happens too, Jim, is when that ball gets dumped inside like that, Bollenboy did a nice job of working his way across the paint to come up with the ball. But Darius held his ground, and then there was some really good rotation on the weak side. I believe it was Jaden Jackson that came over. He just got subbed out, I believe. But he came over, rotated over, gave the double team. That's going to be the Wolverines' philosophy, is when that ball goes inside, they're going to double team Bollenboy and not allow him to get any easy baskets inside.
Foul away from the ball against Weber State. That one's going to go against Gittens, Rashad Gittens, junior out of Tempe, Arizona. Picks up the third team foul, his first. Braxton's already on the bench. Zach Braxton picked up 2 fouls, went down early. UVU right now nursing a 3-point lead. Corey Cardwell for 3. Won't go.
Darius Hamilton getting called for the over the back on the rebound attempt.
Second team foul. Sebastian and Hamilton, the only real inside height that UVU has. Both have both have a foul each.
It'll be important here for Darius not to pick up another quick one.
There's a 3 off the glass. My goodness.
Wow. Banked it in.
Tyndall Hill ties this thing up at 7.
First 3 of the year, Jim. That puts him at 1 for 8 on the season. So Wolverines playing him as a non-3-point shooter, and he hurts him with. Now there's that foul that we could not get from Darius. Legal screen.
Darius Hamilton picks up 2 quick fouls. He's a very physical player. Andrew Basham back in. Darius Hamilton to the bench. Started to mention it earlier, but Andrew Basham tweaked his knee a little bit in practice yesterday, the same knee that almost sent him to the bench for the season. Basham fights for the rebound on this one, though. Jump ball, possession arrow, Weber State. Weber State's shooting just 2 of their last 12.
Yeah, the Wolverine defense has been pretty good. They know which players are 3-point threats, and they know which players are not, and they're playing it accordingly.
Neither team shooting well. The 20 percentile for both of them here in the early going.
Well, Bollenboy hasn't had many post-up opportunities. I think the bigs for UVU is what are we getting here? They call a travel?
They must have, because they're not calling a foul. Thought they might call it a push-off, but goes in the books as a Weber State turnover. Their second.
And the offense for UVU here is Andrew Basham going to be around the free throw line. He's going to be setting a lot of picks, flare screens, picks on the ball to be able to come down the lane, and watch for him to roll to the basket after he sets a pick.
Connor Fry for 3. Nothing but glass. Weber State on the run the other way. Singlet to the corner. Gittens starts to drive. It'll still be Weber State basketball.
That was a great play on the previous offensive possession. Connor, we just can't explain it, Jim. He's really struggling, looking for a basket. He's got to stay positive. That was a great read as Andrew Basham rolled down the paint. He just simply replaced up to the top and got a great look.
Hayden Skank into the game for the first time for UVU, redshirt freshman from Eden, Utah.
Turnover there for the Wildcats. An errant pass on the out-of-bounds play by Jeremy Singlet.
Bollenboy takes a seat. Placed by Juwan Williams. Another freshman. One of those 6 freshmen they got on their roster. Very low scoring game. UVU hasn't scored the last 3 minutes and change. Coming up at 3.5 minutes. Connor Fry starts to drive and picked up the little arm check foul from Juwan Williams. For Williams, his first, team's 4th. Media timeout. We're tied at 7. Wow, it's as low scoring a game as you could possibly imagine. 7-7. Weber State shooting a whopping 23%, and then you look at UVU, a whopping 20%, just 2 of 10.
Yeah, both teams struggling. You know, defensive game so far. I've been really impressed with the Wolverines and their defensive effort. They've caused some turnovers. Weber State on the season, averages 50% from the field and 41% from the three-point line. So they're usually a very good shooting team from the field, and the Wolverines have held them in check so far.
UVU got a little too fancy on that one. Coming back quickly the other way, Williams with the slam. Weber State back out in front.
Yeah, just as I said a little while ago, if the Wolverines can turn turnovers into points, they'd have success. That was a very quick turnover and very quick points for Weber State. The same goes for them.
10 seconds to shoot. Jade Jackson will take the long 3, bottom.
That's the bread and butter play with this lineup that the Wolverines have had. Andrew Bastian setting some picks up top. Ivory being able to come off and create, either take the shot, dump it off to Andrew as he's rolling. That time the defense got sucked in the corner and simply hit big for the 3.
Bastian pulls down the defensive rebound. Skank turns it on in the lane, lays it in, and 1. Tell me this kid's a freshman. Foul goes against Hill, Kendall Hill. His first, team's 5th.
A lot of really good things with that play. Pushing it in transition, reading the defense, seeing that the opportunity was there. And he did a really nice job of using his body to draw the contact, but then also shielding the ball and using his body to balance himself out and finish the play. Great transition basket from Hayden.
4-point lead is UVU's biggest here in this first half. Weber State has led twice by 2. Once when it was 2-0. UVU comes up with Weber State's 4th turnover. Long 3 outside, that won't go. Weber State wants to run. UVU back quickly. Inside feed for the turnaround jump hook from Kendall Hill. And UVU with yet another rebound.
Great vertical defense there from Connor, holding his ground, not bringing his hands down. Nice finish.
Skink can't get that one down. UVU shooting 4 out of 14 Weber State 4 out of 16 now. Jaden Jackson. I should have said that earlier.
What was one of the keys to the game? I think we talked about controlling the pace. The Wolverines are definitely doing that, and especially you can see the pace controlled when they're out in transition and they're getting quick baskets in transition.
8-point lead for UVU, or excuse me, 8 straight points for UVU. They lead it by 6. And an offensive foul against Weber State's Rashad Gittens. UVU wants to take a timeout. 9:23 left, first half. It's a low-scoring game, but it's still entertaining, that's for sure.
Absolutely. This has been, played. I know the Wolverines couldn't ask for a better start.
5 out of 15.
Well, I guess maybe not on offense. I should qualify that statement, but they'll take it with the way that they played their defense. They haven't shot it well. 5 of 15, 2 of 8 from the 3. They've got to the line 3 times. But if they're able to hold Weber State 4 of 17, 1 of 5, and to me, you look at the best, one of the key players that we talked about was Jeremy Senglin. He's been a non-factor. He averages 20 a game. He's only taken 2 shots and he hasn't scored a basket yet. So pretty good defense from UVU on him. And then Ballenboy, who's back in the game, he's only got 4 points. So keep building this momentum. And I would say too, Jim, the Wolverines have got great looks on offense. It's not as if they're struggling. They're able to be patient, work that ball around, and we're going to get another illegal screen, this time from Leon Goodman. Back-to-back illegal screens. And that's one thing that I think the Wolverines are really struggling with. They've been called for so many illegal screens and illegal picks, offensive fouls on dribble handoffs. It's really hurt them at times.
Weber State now 2 of their last 12 shots. Connor Fry still looking for his first points in a week. Went scoreless Saturday here at home against Southern Utah. Not often do you see a team's leading scorer averaging 18 points a game go scoreless. Jumper up top for 3, rims out. Still being fought for, comes down to Hill, puts it back. Stops a little 8-0 run that UVU was on.
See where UVU goes for their offense here. Leon setting a couple screens up top and just kind of probing the defense with every opportunity.
Ball gets away, turnover UVU. That's their 6th. Alley-oop. Nicely performed. Ballenboy finishes it off. We talked about in the pregame show, UVU just doesn't have anything inside to match up with Ballenboy. And Weber State starts doing that sort of thing, could be lights out.
He's got height and he's got length. I mean, that ball was just thrown up there. I wasn't sure what was happening. And got a nice finish there from Marcel, but Ballenboy is quite an athlete inside.
Marcel's first 2 points tonight, coming off a career-high 28 points on Saturday against Southern Utah. Foul inside. This one's going to go against.
We're going to get Dayon with the reach before Ballenboy made his move. See Dayon coming over there, swiping the ball away.
That'll bring us to another media timeout. UVU leads just by 4 with 7:22 to play here, first half.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
When I was hired as the new coach at UVU, I knew that if we were going to win games, we'd have to have fans in the seats. I'm not much of a marketing guy, but I have some friends that know a thing or two about it.
All right, Coach. This is all about face-to-face interaction. That was actually pretty good. If this whole basketball thing doesn't work out, you should give me a call.
If you're looking to earn money this summer, stop by the Vantage marketing booth on the concourse during our games or visit choosevantage.com.
Both teams have improved their shooting percentage the last few minutes, although still both below their season average. UVU now up to 35%. They came in here on the season averaging 42%. Weber State, though, for the season, 16th in the nation at 50% shooting from the floor. Tonight, just 6 of 21. That's 29%.
And the issues that we talked about with Andrew with the knee problems, Darius with the foul trouble starting to manifest themselves because the Wildcats have just started to pound that ball inside. They do have 10 points in the paint, so 10 of their 13 baskets have been right inside the paint. There's almost 2 more. And a nice job there. That's where Weber State's trying to get the action offensively is inside.
Coming up on 7 minutes left here in the first half. We've had 3 lead changes here in this first half. Ivory Young moves over to Marcel Davis. Outside, Alex Carr for 3. Bollenboy with the rebound. His 5th rebound, by the way. Weber State out rebounding UVU right now, 15-13. A lot of missed shots here in this first half, to say the least, by both teams.
Probably the 4th offensive foul or screen that we're getting called here.
Dusty Baker for Weber State.
Pretty sloppy play for screen setting, or those who like to watch the games set with screens, but a lot of movement. Players aren't getting set or moving into the defensive player that they're trying to screen at the last moment.
7th team foul against Weber State. 1st against Baker. Ivory Young traveled with it. He's astounded at the call, quite frankly. Ivory Young transferred here from Navarro Junior College. He was 12th in the nation last year, JUCO ranks in 3-point shooting. He loves to put them up. Speaking of threes, there's one from McKay Cannon.
Yeah, that was a really nice pass from Dusty Baker. Bollenboy setting those screens, sucks the defense in. He rolled to the basket. Ivory Young had to come and give help and left the Weber State player wide open in the corner. What a shot there for Marcel.
Beautiful play from the senior out of American Fork, Utah. Marcel with 4 points. Leading scorer for Utah Valley, Jaden Jackson with 5. Bollenboy has 6 for Weber State. Foul going to go against Ivory Young, I believe, of UVU.
Yeah, how the Wolverines defend the pick on the ball is going to be a big theme for the rest of the game here, because Bollenboy is setting a lot of screens. As we saw in the previous possession, they skip past out of it into the corner. They're just screening him. He's setting screens, excuse me, you're going to get a foul here on Ivory Young, but he's setting a lot of screens and rolling right to the basket, and the defense has to collapse to him because he's got some easy baskets inside, which leaves skip passes open or whatever Weber State's trying to run off of it. So how they defend that pick on the ball, meaning the Wolverines, will be a big theme.
7th team foul, first one against Ivory Young. Bollenboy pulls Weber State to within 2. Just a 1-point game. Very low scoring first half. Both teams on track for their lowest score of the season so far. Hayden Skank put the shoulder down, started to drive. I think they're calling this one a little tighter than some of the other games we've seen, Matt.
Definitely. They set the tone really early. I thought there was a call like less than a minute into the game on the Wolverines. Not sure if, I can't remember if it was on Andrew Bastion or not, but they called it really, really early, and I think that kind of set the tone for the officials because there has been a lot of hand checking, and that new rule change that we talked a lot about. You put an arm, you put a hand, it's being called, and the officials tonight are being very aggressive with it.
That foul was against Williams, his second. So now Williams, Gittens, and Braxton all with 2 each for Weber State.
Yeah, and having said that, if you know that the officials are going to be calling it like that, you're in the bonus for the next 5 minutes. If you're a guard for UVU, you see an opportunity. You try and drive, you try and create contact, get yourself to the free throw line, get the other team, continue to put Weber State in foul trouble because most of those fouls are coming from their guards because that's where all the offensive action is for UVU, is at the guard line.
Long three, won't go. Wallenboy skied for that rebound. Hayden Skank trying to stay with him.
The same thing can be said for Weber State now. Wallenboy's going to be at the free throw line. That's a foul you don't need to commit. I mean, you like the aggressiveness, but when he's dribbling that ball back beyond the three-point line, there's no need to be guarding him or putting your hand trying getting that steal. He's not going to be a threat from beyond there. The foul goes against the Wolverines and just puts Wallenboy at the free throw line.
Hayden Skank picked up his first, team's 8th. Wallenboy's got 10 points already. Half of Weber State's scoring has come from their All-American candidate. 3 of 6 shooting and 4 free throws, 4 out of 4. And not bad stealing the ball either, evidently. Took it right away from Andrew Bastion.
Yeah, he extended the pressure there. Don't know if that was the design of the Wolverines. Andrew Bastion initiating or having the ball way out on the perimeter.
Scoop shot inside won't go for Cannon. Weber State basketball.
Coach Pope reiterating to Andrew there the play they were trying to run on offense because I think he was in the wrong spot.
Bastion being credited for the block, his second of the game. Joined us late, we mentioned in the pregame show, Andrew blocked 7 shots Saturday night against Southern Utah. Second most ever by a UVU player in a game. Long 3, in and out. Follow, batted off.
Oh, wow.
Well, the thought was there, execution wasn't. Connor Fry makes him pay. Connor Fry's first 2 points in a long time.
Yeah, Weber State getting a little too cute on the offense, trying to lob that ball up, and UVU makes him pay for it. Connor with the push, which she's so apt to do, and finishes.
Well, the follow that time will not count from Wallenboy. The foul first. That's going to go against Andrew Bastion. For Bastion, that's going to be foul number 2. So now your big guys are in foul trouble for UVU already. 3.5 to play here in the first half. Media timeout. Utah Valley leading by 3 points here at the UCCU Center.
I hate math. I can't count how many times I've heard people say that. And as a math teacher, I take it personally. So, while working on my master's at UVU, I developed ways to help kids not hate math. Does engaged learning make a difference? You do the math.
You're watching UVU TV.
UVU leading Weber State by 3. It's a very low-scoring game, and I think the lower the score, Matt, you mentioned it before, the more that plays into UVU's hands.
Yeah, I don't think they want to get with how short-handed they are, even though I think we've seen the offense be the strength of the team. Tonight, the defense is the strength of the team, and they would much rather see the pace and tempo for the rest of the game like we've seen tonight. 7 of 28 for Weber State, 2 of 9 from the 3, but what's really hurt the Wolverines is offensive rebounds. Weber State is pounding them on the glass. The Wolverines have given up 8 offensive rebounds. They've only got 1 themselves, and Weber State really just pouring it on inside with coming up with the offensive glass. The other thing I think that's hurt UVU is they've got 8 turnovers so far, and that's transitioned to 9 points for Weber State. So Wolverines got to do a little bit better at taking care of the basketball. And the key is when you're rebounding and you've got a superior rebounder in ball boy is you have to put body on body. Everybody has to be inside. Arias is in there right now, but when that shot goes up, you have to be physical. Body on a body, man on a man, rebounding. That will hopefully slow the tide.
Jeremy Singland's first point of the game comes with a little over 3 minutes left here in the first half. He's got 1 point on 0 for 5 shooting. UVU's lead is just 2. 8-second shot clock. Slapped away by Weber State.
7 seconds on the shot clock here, Jim. The key is, too, if they get this ball and they get a quick basket off of these set plays, if you get a turnover or miss, it's trying to push that ball in transition. You got to get back in transition.
Connor Fry looked at the shot clock. I thought he was going to take that 3. Instead, Ivory Young, shaking and baking, forces it up.
Didn't get it off.
Shot clock violation is the call.
I think Connor's a little hesitant because normally when we've seen his confidence be a little bit higher where he would have taken that shot. He didn't take it that time. He needed to because the shot clock was running down. And another turnover for UVU.
Yeah, he's a 35% free throw or a 3-point shooter.
Well, especially when there's 5 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to be real hard to get a better shot or a better wide open look than what he had. That tells me, Jim, his confidence isn't where it's been.
Darius Hamilton's going to get called for the foul, knocking Ballenboy. Hamilton.
Yeah, the official made the motion like
he backed into
him. So we'll see a replay of that, but he backed into him was the move that the official made. So that shot goes up. We'll see the replay here in the UCCU Center. Fans disagree.
Well, either way, clock stop 2:41. Weber State 5 out of 6 from the free throw line so far, make it 5 out of 7. Here's the replay. Darius is number. No, this is not the right replay. There, finally it is.
Here it is.
Here's Darius, number 4. Well, we didn't see it. Didn't take the replay long enough. All right. Free throws were missed. UVU remains out in front by 2. Here's a 3 from Connor Fry. That won't go. Rebound comes down to Singland. He'll push it up court. Lost the handle in the lane. Scramble for it. Jump ball. UVU. Possession. 8 turnovers for Weber State. 9 for UVU in this first half. Shooting percentage, Weber State still pretty low at 24%, just 7 out of 29. Meanwhile, Utah Valley, 8 out of 21. Doesn't sound much better, but at least it's 38%.
Yeah, the only player really that's hurt UVU has been Ballenboy. He's got those 10 points. Hill with 5, but holding Sengland to where they have has been fantastic. Look at these dribble handoffs. This is the pace and space part of the offense that UVU runs.
Connor Fry has it partially blocked, but puts it back up and in. He is one battling young man. He will fight you every second of a possession.
And I think the bigger picture, too, it's not often we see that the Wolverines get offensive rebounds, quite frankly. And that's the second one of the game, and they converted it into points.
Bollenboy sort of makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he beat the double team there. Connor Fry came over. I think he got a little bit off balance, and Bollenboy saw him coming over almost like a broken play, not your traditional post-up. Saw the opening, and he just took a big step in the paint and finished.
Well, plus Hamilton's out there with 3 personal fouls.
He's got to be careful. Yeah, he can't pick up another foul. I'm sure that's the message for him.
Ivory Young for 3, in and out. Ball slapped away. Kendall Hill went up and rejected Darius Hamilton's attempt at the putback. Kendall Hill, 6'7" junior from Humboldt, Texas. Darius Hamilton out of San Antonio, Texas.
I think there's an opportunity here too, Jim, for the Wolverines to use shot fakes and pump fakes inside, because so far the Wildcats have done a nice job of challenging the shots that the UVU bigs have put up. Use those pump fakes and shot fakes and get the defense up in the air and enable yourself to get the shot off.
Under a minute to play here in the first half. Jaden Jackson, hanging jumper. Nope. Dusty Baker with the rebound for Weber State. Lead pass, Bollenboy. Lost the handle.
Yeah, Wolverines catch a break there, because in your transition defense, there's no way that the other big should be the first guy down. The Wolverines were caught a little bit unprepared, is why the pass went ahead, but you got to do a better job of getting back. Bollenboy, if he caught that, would have had an easier path to the rim.
Foul going to go against Weber State. I think Dusty Baker again. No, they'll say Cannon. McKay Cannon, freshman out of Shelley, Idaho, his first. Team's 9th here in the first half. UVU's been whistled for 10. Weber State whistled for 9. Weber State right now has been whistled for more fouls than they have made shots. 9 fouls and 8 shots out of 30 have gone down.
They've got as many turnovers as they do shots too. Eight turnovers for Weber State, 9 for UVU.
Well, yeah, if you want to even things up, UVU 9 turnovers and 9 shots down, 9 out of 26. But UVU right now with a 2-point lead. All right, so a low-scoring game. Let's say UVU goes into halftime here in the next 32.6 seconds with a lead or even a tie in a game that they were predicted to get blown out. Yeah. That's got to give them a lot of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And the message that I would say is don't change anything what you're doing on defense, because it's working. Keep battling, keep playing the principles that got you to this point, and on offense, just keep working. I think going back to some of the keys of the game, the rebounding is becoming an issue, like we talked about. I thought they've done a nice job of controlling the pace, and turnovers have not been in their favor. So those 2 areas I think are some room for improvement. Weber State going to hold the ball here for the last shot. The Wolverines going to almost a 3-2 zone or a 1-2-2 zone. Maybe they're matching up here.
About a 5-second differential, shot clock and game clock. They'll have to put it up.
They do match up here, man.
Working his way in, Dusty Baker. Ties it at 25. UVU's got 7 seconds. Alex Carr gets it blocked at midcourt. And a pretty nice attempt at scoring from half court by Kendall Hill. Well, that was pretty entertaining 20 minutes of basketball, and we send the teams to the locker room exactly the way we started this game, all tied up. Instead of 0-0, it's 25-25. We'll take a break. Halftime show coming up next right here on UVU TV.
You're watching UVU TV.
had an idea. Lots of people have ideas. But engaged learning helped me develop my idea and make it real. And now with sales over $1 million, best assignment ever.
Back at the UCCU Center, Jim McCullough along with Matt Peterson. My goodness, what a first half of basketball. And I'm happy to say that I didn't see this coming, Matt.
Yeah. I think that when we came into the game, we talked a little bit in the pregame about how the Wolverines were going to have to bounce back, and at some point they're going to have to learn to turn that corner. And that first half was fantastic because they didn't show any hangover from the other night. They were very aggressive on both ends of the court, and I'm not surprised. I think that it's something that you see in athletes is the response that they have to tough situations. And it wasn't necessarily on offense. Where I was surprised that it happened, Jim, was on defense. They have really contained the Wildcats, and that's what I found most impressive about the first half.
Yeah, you talk about contained. Jeremy Singland, Weber State's leading scorer on the season, a little over 20 points a game. 1 point in the first half, one free throw. That's amazing.
It is. It has been fantastic, and he hasn't really gotten a lot of shots either. I mean, 5 shots for for him. It's not that many.
Right.
So the Wolverines did a really nice job containing him. Ball Boy came to play tonight. You just mentioned it, 12 points, almost a double-double in the first half with 8 rebounds. So he'll be a handful in the second half. The Wolverine bigs need to stay out of trouble, foul trouble that is.
Yeah, foul trouble might just turn out to be UVU's undoing here, but right now things are looking good for UVU. Let's take a look at some first half highlights, Matt. I'll let you walk us through these.
Yeah, we saw a lot of good plays from all over. A nice dump off here for Connor, trailing right back to Ivory. But I think the theme that we'll see, and there have been a lot of missed shots, but I think what the Wolverines have done a really nice job of is taking what's there. They haven't really forced anything. They've tried to run their offensive sets. Darius Hamilton gave them some quick baskets, easy baskets inside. There's that alley-oop on the inbounds play from Ball Boy, but I like what Darius has done inside when he's been in there. The perimeter guys, they've got great looks. They just haven't been able to get their shots to fall. There's a nice finish in transition from Juwan Williams. But you see the theme here when the Wolverines are knocking down these shots. It's they're not really contested looks. They're doing a nice job of working that ball around and hitting their teammates for the 3.
Well, you talk about scoring distribution. Nobody in double figures for UVU. In fact, leading scorer for UVU, Jaden Jackson and Hayden Skank.
Yeah.
Skank off the bench, both of them with 5 points. Connor Fry with 4, Marcel Davis with 4, 3 from Ivory Young, 2 each from Andrew Bastion and Darius Hamilton. Meanwhile, for Weber State, Bollenboy, 12 points, almost half the output for Weber State. Then it drops off big time. Kendall Hill had 5 points, and 4 other players with 3, 2, and 1 each.
I just wanted to make a point too. Halftime stats. The Wolverines have 2 assists at halftime. They averaged 13 on the season, and those 2 assists came on in the highlights that we saw there on the 3.
Right.
One by Ivory and one by Jaden. So I don't know what to make of that. I think that it's probably going to show that. There haven't been a whole lot of made shots, but it's not necessarily what we used to see as the Wolverines sharing the basketball and getting assists in baskets in other ways. But the other thing that I would say is the turnovers have really hurt the Wolverines with 9, leading to 9 points for Weber State.
Yeah, this is what we're looking at on paper. You now see on the screen UVU and Weber State well below their normal field goal percentage, and that's why it's such a low-scoring game. But at the same point, it's a very entertaining college basketball game.
These games are what I like to see, because you like to see as a team and as a defense to make it hard for the other team to score. Yeah, your offense hasn't come around like the Wolverines, but you ask any coach anywhere if they can hold the opponent to 29% field goal shooting in the first half, 2 of 9 from 3, they will take that without question. So the Wolverines have done a fantastic job keeping the Wildcats in check. And look how evenly, Matt, the score's 25. Look at how even these statistics are for both teams. It's no surprise we have the score we do.
Fun college basketball game, at least in the first half. I think the second half might live up to the first half, quite frankly. We're going to take another break. Halftime show continues here from the UCCU Center, tied at 25.
As the new coach at UVU, I knew that if we were going to win games, we'd have to have fans in the seats. I'm not much of a marketing guy, but I have some friends that know a thing or two about it.
All right, Coach. This is all about face-to-face interaction. That was actually pretty good. If this whole basketball thing doesn't work out, you should give me a call.
If you're looking to earn money this summer, stop by the Vantage marketing booth on the concourse during our games or visit choosevantage.com.
Talk about life after college, entering the real.
Sorry. Welcome back to the UCCU Center. Jim McCall along with Matt Peterson. UVU and Weber State tied at 25. A lot of folks probably around the world tuning in on the big WWW may not know a whole lot about Utah Valley University, which is now the biggest university in the state of Utah. 33,500 plus students here in Orem, Utah. Take a look.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home of the mighty Wolverines and about 30,000 students. UVU is located in Utah County, near the base of the majestic Mount Timpanogos. Not only is the campus beautiful and extensive, but it's friendly too. Students come to UVU for many reasons. Some like the environment and local culture, while others appreciate the one-on-one support and small class sizes. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain: UVU provides an experience students can't get anywhere else.
I came here from out of state, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's different from home, but I love being here. The environment at UVU is very welcoming, very friendly. I just love being here. It's, I just feel like I fit here perfectly.
As an open admission institution, UVU's structured enrollment policies put students on a path to success. With a unique dual mission, UVU is a vibrant teaching university with accessible community college programs. The university provides a broad spectrum of degrees, from certificate and diploma programs to associate, bachelor, and high-demand master degrees. Active outreach efforts foster local partnerships that benefit both the community and students. At UVU, students are immersed in the academic and practical sides of industry, while unique programs integrate teaching and service learning, giving students a rigorous and well-rounded education. UVU is home to the acclaimed Small Business Development Center and Manufacturing Extension Partnership. With these resources and more, UVU makes a significant impact both economically and intellectually. UVU is known for its ability to connect classroom experiences with professional and civic pursuits. This means students use the theories and foundations taught in the classroom and apply them in real-life situations. Whether a student is an automotive or biotechnology major, by the time they graduate, they'll not only have a degree, but a substantial resume as well. UVU continues to grow and evolve as a world-class student-centered institution focused on engaged learning. From personal financial planning to emergency services, UVU has some of the top programs in the state and nation that prepare our students to enter the workforce.
The exact same software that I use at work every day, we use inside the classroom. And the first day on the job, I was able to complete any task that I was given. And I can accredit that to my professors.
We have actually one of the nation's largest software libraries. The main benefit that we find for the students is that they can go out with a really usable skill and actually make an immediate impact in the career or the job of their choice.
Engaged learning at UVU is really significant because working with the staff and also the students, I've had multiple opportunities to go outside of school and go and work on real sets where I got to experience everything firsthand. It's fun to learn the stuff from the books and learn it from the teachers in the classroom, but it's even better when you can get to go out there and experience it for yourself.
Because of this engaged learning model, UVU students have the opportunity to develop strong connections with outstanding faculty and staff. UVU faculty are scholars and professionals in their fields. They are dedicated to sharing their expertise with students and helping them succeed. UVU's expert faculty expect excellence from themselves and their students as they lead the way to academic achievement. The School of the Arts is home to Juilliard-trained faculty and has won several prestigious National Theater Awards at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. UVU's success spans disciplines with the College of Science and Health receiving major grants funding scholarships, and the School of Aviation celebrating its founding more than a quarter century ago. As a Fulbright pipeline, UVU is also bringing international expertise into the classroom and helping students rise to new levels of excellence. In addition to outstanding faculty, UVU recognizes the need to focus on the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM. Qualified graduates are in high demand in these fields, and in conjunction with a statewide initiative, UVU is stepping up to the plate, preparing students to meet the needs of the community and workforce.
I actually didn't know you could do research as an undergraduate until about 6 months ago, and it kind of blew my mind. And it really gives you a different experience, as opposed to the teacher-student in a classic classroom where you're doing a lecture. You really feel like you're part of the research, and you feel like you're a colleague, and you know that when you're done, this isn't just something that's a class project. It's not just a presentation or a PowerPoint or a report. This is something that is actual research that if you put it on your Vita or your resume and you present this to people, this is going to help people in the future. And so it's just the opportunity to do more.
With the help of supportive faculty, UVU students continue to claim top honors across disciplines as they apply new skills and practice their craft. Mechatronics students from the College of Technology and Computing Science brought home national medals, and digital media students received an Oscar nomination for a student animated film. UVU is also...
You are watching UVU TV.
Back at the UCCU Center, getting ready to start our second half. Utah Valley and Weber State tied at 25. A very low-scoring first half. The lowest score so far this season for Weber State has been 63 points. Lowest score for UVU so far this season was when they played BYU, and they only scored 54 points. The way things are going, I'm not sure either team will get to 50 tonight.
Yeah, I think that a couple keys in the second half to me is, if it turns into an offensive game, can the Wolverines keep up with it? They haven't done that well in the first half offensively, as we've noted. So can they keep up with it? And secondly, how are they going to defend Ballenboy and also Sanglin? Sanglin is going to be much more aggressive here in the second half, I'm sure.
Well, they start the second half with Zach Braxton slam.
That was a nice pass out of the double team from Ballenboy. The Wolverines, once again, if you're going to double team, just get Connor being aggressive here, but if you're going to double team Ballenboy, you've got to make sure that your rotations to the weak side and backside are on time, and that time Jaden Jackson a little bit late rotating down.
Braxton, who just slammed the ball down for Weber State, picks up foul number 3.
Yeah, that's big because it almost was a broken play. When they have Braxton and Ballenboy, and they've got size inside, and that's going to hurt the Wildcats.
Marcel Davis missing for UVU. Weber State with the rebound. They're leading by 2, which matches the biggest lead they had in the first half. They led twice, each time by 2. Singlet still scoreless from the floor. One free throw is all their leading scorer has. Connor Fry had some contact, no call. Got the shooter's bounce on that one.
Yeah, Connor, previous possession when Braxton got the foul, he was driving to the basket, driving with his right hand. That time he drives again with his right hand to the basket. Really good aggressive play from Connor to start.
Fourth time this game has been tied. Jump hook won't go, but the follow sure did. Goodness. Joel Balaboy, 6'9". He can jump through the roof. 14 points, 9 rebounds.
Sorry, I'm not sure if I wouldn't. Nice screen there on top of Andrew Basham. Nice drive from Ivory Young, but I'm not sure you could leave Balaboy inside.
Basham blocks that one from behind. Ivory Young, a little reach-in foul against Weber State. I think they're going to call it on McKay Cannon. Yeah, they do. His second. Well, the second half is already out to a more
absolutely really up-tempo,
yeah,
more offensive-friendly second half. Both teams are getting some chances in transition. Andrew Basham with a really nice play with his knees hurt. He came hard against the stanchion. I believe that's what it's called at the base. Wolverines with almost a turnover. I wonder if he hurt his knee there. He came hard, hit that base of the basket pretty hard in the last block. But a great play of getting back in transition and blocking the shot by Andrew.
Jaden Jackson, long two, will not go. Whistle before the rebound even touched anybody.
That's going to be a foul. You call that on Connor or Darius?
Connor Fry.
Oh, okay, good. Connor has fouls to give. Darius does not.
And Darius Hamilton already with 3. Connor Fry just picks up his first, team's first of this half.
Balaboy with the pick on the ball, and then he'll either roll or pop. That time he popped at the three-point line.
Travel.
It's called for travel.
Each team with 9 turnovers in this game. Joined us late. You missed a very entertaining first half of Division I college basketball. Low score. Jaden Jackson inside, blocked on the way up, I think. They're going to say goaltending?
Yeah, they're going to say, I'd love to see the replay on this because I think Jaden, it was a great backdoor cut that he made, and I think the pass was from Connor, but he kind of fumbled the basketball. It wasn't as easy as it should have been, but he got the ball off the glass, and the goaltending was called.
Jackson with 7 points. He's the leading scorer for UVU. That's amazing. Not that he's the leading scorer, but that just 7 points is the leading scorer right now. Yeah. Another foul being called against Weber State's McKay Cannon. He's not too pleased about that.
Well, what I really like about that play is, you get the foul called, but Connor is pushing the basketball. And as your power forward almost that's in there with the lineup as Connor's going to be coming out, Connor has a skill set where it allows him to push the ball if he can get that basketball. He doesn't have to find a guard. So that time he gets that ball, he sees the action, he's patient, probes the defense, and gets the foul called.
Cannon with 3 fouls takes a seat on the bench next to Braxton. Another starter on the bench for Weber State with 3 fouls. Skank for 3. Weber State with a weak side rebound. Long 3, front iron, UVU with the rebound. Davis, Jackson, Hamilton, Skank, and Goodman on the floor right now for Utah Valley. John, Balaboy, Gittens, Baker, and Hill for Weber State. Dayon Goodman. That won't go. Darius Hamilton tried to go up, and oh my goodness, Weber State's.
Well, I was saying, oh boy, because Darius Hamilton picked up his 4th foul, but you're going to see Darius coming in, gets called for the offensive foul, but Balaboy is the player that's down hurt, tweaked his ankle.
This is not good news for Weber State or for basketball fans anywhere. Balaboy, who has scored a double-double in each of his first 8 games this year as a Weber State Wildcat, touted highly as All-American candidate, is laying on the floor writhing in pain.
And I don't think he came down. He didn't come down on Darius. He just came down on the tip of his. Watch him. You might not see it from this angle, but he doesn't really come down on Darius. He just comes down and it's his right foot. You come down on the tip of your toe, and he just kind of rolled over the top of it.
Ouch. Well, he heads to the bench for Weber State. Actually, they're going to take him straight back to the locker room. And he's actually walking on it better than I thought he would, as long as he was down. That's the good news.
Yeah. He'll likely be back.
Yeah. So, somebody walked off that powerfully. Weber State's going to get called for an over and back. Goes in the book, says their 10th turnover.
Yeah, this poses a threat, like you said, to Weber State, because he has been their offense. So where does Weber State turn to their offense? Senglin has been a non-factor. Who do they go to offensively and get their points from? What an opportunity. You never want to see a player get hurt, but it happens. And what an opportunity for UVU to turn this into a run here.
Well, UVU knows what it's like to have starters injured. 3 of their starters for the season are out for the season.
And Weber State made a little bit of a change defensively there. I think they're going to be in man now, but I believe they were playing a zone defense for the first time I've seen it tonight. So maybe the ball boy injury had an impact on what defense they were going to play.
Skank takes it all the way in, missed it. Weber State with a rebound. Pushing it up court. Lead pass on the bounce. Nice. Weber State running the fast break to perfection. Gittins finishes it off.
Yeah, Wolverines didn't convert, didn't get back in transition defense soon enough. Athletic move there.
3. Ivory Young. Just 1 of 5 from long range tonight. Still Weber State basketball. Brings us to immediate timeout. 15:25 left in this one. UVU down by 2 to Weber State.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with Engaged Learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
Back in Orem, Utah, Jim McCullough along with Matt Peterson. UVU's got a battle going on right now with Weber State. 31-29 Weber State. And the good news is, Matt, you pointed out to me, he wasn't in the locker room long. Joel Bollenboy already back out. And looks like he's ready for action, does it?
Yeah, I think he substituted back into the game, so he'll be back in here. So that was short-lived. But, you know, the good thing is the Wolverines have played really well with him on the floor anyway.
Bollenboy, 14 points. Next leading scorer for Weber State is Kendall Hill with 5. Well, we'll see how that ankle holds up. Shot wouldn't go. The follow from Kendall Hill. He was interfered with from behind. That foul going to get called against, I say, Ivory Young down low.
They're going to get Ivory Young. And then this lineup of the Wolverines, you're going to get Connor coming back in because of matchup issues, because you have Kendall Hill, who's got size inside, 6'7" on the interior. Ivory forced to play against him. Jaden with this lineup. Well, they got Andrew Bastian with a foul.
Bastion picks up foul number 3.
And point being, they had to get Connor back into the game to give a little bit more size inside. Wasn't a favorable lineup for Wolverines with their guard-heavy lineup.
5 minutes gone here in the second half. Wide open 3.
Another foul in Marcel. Another foul inside Marcel. See, Kendall Hill is just providing all sorts of problems inside because the Wolverines are double teaming ball and boy. They rotated and skipped that ball across. You see 2 defenders go to 1 there. Connor Fry has to come over, and the good call. Marcel definitely had Kendall Hill wrapped around the arm. So when you kind of get scrambled with your defense, it takes a lot of communication to recover, and Kendall Hill's giving them fits inside.
First foul against Marcel Davis. That time Bastion altered Bollenboy just enough without fouling.
Yeah, I made mention in the Southern Utah game, Andrew has unbelievable size when he's straight up. His arms are straight up, and you get Jaden coming off the screen here. But that's perfect defense from Andrew because he has such length when his arms are fully extended.
Cody John tried to get it up over Bastion. Connor Fry takes it in. That won't go. He'll shoot a couple.
Weber State coaches are extremely upset. They thought there should have been a foul called
against Bastion. Instead, it's called against Kendall Hill the other end. 4th team foul. 2nd foul against Hill. UVU's actually been whistled for more fouls than Weber State. It's just inopportune times for Weber State.
Yeah, I think one of the officials came over and basically admitted to Coach Ray that he blew the call. I heard him say that
really
he should have made that call. At least that's what I understood from it, because it was the official that was down.
I don't think the official's going to appreciate you pointing that out.
No. Hopefully I'm right. But the official came over and said something to Coach Ray, and yeah, there we go. He tapped his chest as he ran by and pointed to Coach Ray. So I think he knows there was a missed call. Coach Ray's understanding of it.
Wow. Randy Ray, in his 10th season at Weber State, gets a lot of respect from folks all over the state, including the officials, evidently. Wow, there's some contact. Nothing called. Jeremy Singland's first basket of the night.
Yeah, that's amazing that the Wolverines have held him to his first basket right now in the second half. They need to be commended for that.
Davis, jumper won't go up top. The foul, though, is going to go against Weber State's Dusty Baker. That'll be Baker's 2nd.
As a defender here, Dusty Baker's in a really hard spot because he's trying to battle over the top of a screen. You see Andrew Bastion setting the screen, Baker battling over it. Marcel stops right there, which you're not expecting, and he swipes at the ball and gets called for the foul. Always really tough when you're the defender having to either get over the top or go under it, and if the offensive player stops on a dime, you're in a tough situation. Good read there from Marcel to draw the contact too.
Marcel Davis, just 4 points tonight. Kind of a quiet game after that career-high 28 points on Saturday night on this floor. A night that saw him score 28, and the next leading scorer for UVU was Ivory Young with 7. Marcel just didn't have much help Saturday.
Games, to me, Jim, seems like it's picked up in intensity and physicality these last several possessions. I think both teams are being really aggressive. Some calls have gone their way. That's a really physical play right there, right in front of us. I love the no call, but it's getting a lot more physical.
Ivory Young with the rebound. 13.5 to play. Connor Fry for 3, short. Darius Hamilton has to be very careful. He's out there with 4 fouls for UVU. Singland trying to go around Ivory Young. Ivory's going to pick up foul number 3.
They're getting close. Both teams inching towards the 1-and-1 bonus here. I think that's going to be 6 fouls on the Wolverines. Weber State has 5. Wolverines have to be careful. The next foul puts Weber State at the free throw line for the rest of the half. So,
yeah, well, now you got Bastion and Young with 3 fouls each for UVU.
Yeah.
Hamilton with 4. Meanwhile, Weber State, Cannon, and Braxton with 3 each.
Oh, he moved. They got the 5-second call, but underneath. I don't think he was able to move Cody John. I think when he inbounds that ball, he has to stay set. He shuffled his feet, but
international rules, Matt. Come on.
Yeah, maybe. What great defense there. You don't see that often, Jim. A 5-second call on an out-of-bounds play. Great communication from all players.
11th turnover for Weber State. Marcel tries to drive around Cody John, and John's going to be called for his first foul. Each team being whistled for 6 in this half. Goodman out. Connor Fry back in for Utah Valley. Fry one-on-one inside. Nope. Weber State pushing it up. 2-on-3 and scoring easily.
One skill there from Sanglin to split almost a double team. Going to get a delay of game warning on Weber State.
Sanglin now, who was scoreless from the floor the entire first half, only had 1 free throw, has now scored the last 4 points for Weber State and has given them their biggest lead of the game.
I had thought at the start of the second half, not necessarily a concern, but we've seen at times the Wolverine go through spurts as you get a drive here from Ivory.
Marcel.
Big basket there from Marcel. My point was that we've seen the Wolverines go through spurts at times this season where they really struggle offensively, especially closing out games. So when Weber State put that short run on them, the Wolverines needed to respond, and Marcel sure did.
Long 2 from Hill. Bastion lost the handle. Balamboy is there to gather it back in. He's already got his double-double. 14 points, 13 rebounds now. Here's a 3 up top, Cody John. And a foul on the rebound inside. That one's going to go against Balamboy. His first. That'll bring us to a media timeout. Just under 12 minutes left in this one. Weber State by just the narrowest of margins over UVU right now.
When I was hired as the new coach at UVU, I knew that if we were going to win games, we'd have to have fans in the seats. I'm not much of a marketing guy, but I have some friends that know a thing or two about it.
All right, Coach. This is all about face-to-face interaction. That was actually pretty good. If this whole basketball thing doesn't work out, you should give me a call.
If you're looking to earn money this summer, stop by the Vantage marketing booth on the concourse during our games or visit choosevantage.com.
Well, we told you in the opener that UVU plays Weber State pretty tough here in Orem. In fact, last time they played here 2 years ago, UVU came away with a 3-point win. That score was 62-59. I remember that game, Matt. Everybody said, "Oh, that's a really low-scoring game."
Yeah. They haven't seen anything.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, I like it, Jim, because again, it's you have to be able to stop teams, and I think that the Wolverines have done some really nice things on defense. I've loved what I've seen. We've seen them do it a lot of times on the offensive end. We haven't really seen this performance this year from them on defense, and it has been much needed. It's not a game for the offensive mind, though.
Bastion couldn't get the free throw down. Won't get another one. UVU 7 of 11 from the stripe. Weber State 5 out of 8. 11 and a half minutes left. Weber State nursing a 2-point lead.
Yeah, Coach Pope was screaming for a carry or a double dribble there on Cody John. I thought it was a double dribble. He wanted to carry, but
Coach Pope in his first year, Randy Ray in his 10th year. The other official now is having a Nice little conversation with Randy with a smile on his face.
You see the opposite official who just threw the ball in, kind of stared down Coach Pope. In a pleasant way, of course.
Sure. Oh, my goodness. Joel Balaboy, 17 points, 14 rebounds. 5-point lead, their biggest.
And I thought the game plan early on was going to be to allow him to shoot the long-range jumpers. Then I looked a little bit closer at his stats. He's 6 of 14. He's a 43% three-point shooter on the season, so he's not afraid to shoot him, and he can knock him down.
Connor Fry inside won't go. UVU struggling here in the second half, just 3 out of 14 shooting from the floor.
Go back to what I mentioned a minute ago and the troubles that we've seen from UVU. That's Ivory Young's 4th foul. But when the opponent will put a run on the Wolverines, we've seen at times Wolverines struggle to respond. I think this moment in time here definitely qualifies for that. They need a strong offensive possession, make or miss here.
This game was tied at 31. 7-2 run for Weber State. Connor Fry finds the opening. Foul's going to go against Zach Braxton. For Braxton, that's going to be foul number 4. He's the first Weber State player with 4.
This play has been run a couple times where Connor will kind of replace after the pick on the ball. You see the hesitation dribble there? I think that's what got him the opportunity. He drove a couple of steps, hesitated with the ball, and then re-accelerated and got to his strong side around the other side of the rim. Another big foul for Braxton. He hasn't been able to stay out of foul trouble tonight.
Connor Fry, believe it or not, 9 points. They haven't been flashy, but now he's in double figures, and UVU really needed him tonight.
And I think he's posing a matchup problem because do you put a guard on him or do you put a big on him? And he can do different things on the court. And guard or forward or a big on him, he's done well.
Another wide open 3 from Cody John. This matches Weber State's biggest lead. Jaden Jackson right back the other way with a long 2.
Yeah, that was a big shot from Jaden. He hasn't had that opening when he comes off that pick. He's usually either skipped it, dumped it to Bastion rolling, or kicked it back to Connor Fry. If he can come off that screen hard, knock down that jump shot, it's going to open up some other opportunities. But Hayden Skank's going to get called for a holding foul.
Skank trying to shut down Singleton. Jeremy Singleton, who did not have a shot go down in the first half, has 5 points total. Skank's 2nd foul. UVU's 8th this half. Both teams being whistled for 8 in this half.
I say it all. It seems like every game. When the Wolverines hold the opposing score, leading score on the opponent to a low first half points wise, you usually always see it in the second half where that player turns it on in the second half. And while Sangland hasn't scored, he's done as much scoring, he's done some other things as far as driving, a couple of kicks and assists. So he has been much more active with the ball in his hands in the second half.
Marcel Davis high off the glass. Bastion fighting for that rebound, puts it back up and in. Great move.
That's a great rebound there from Bastion, going out of his area to come down with that. We don't see it too often. Sometimes he looks to kick that ball out. He's got that height. He just turned that one around and made the easy layup.
Gets rejected. Fourth block by Andrew Bastion tonight.
Watch him screen too. He's setting a lot of screens up top. Wide body.
Marcel Davis going to shoot a couple free throws as he's fouled that time by Singleton. Singleton's first foul, 9th team foul this half.
I mentioned in the first half how I thought the bigs of the Wolverines could be using a little bit more pump fakes and shot fakes to get defenders up in the air. I think we've seen a couple times the guards do that for the Wolverines. That time Marcel did a nice job of probing, got the defender up in the air and created that contact.
7 points for Marcel now. UVU to within 2. 8:45 left. Whistle away from the ball inside, going to go against Utah Valley.
Yeah, I think the Wolverines knew where that ball was going. It's going to be called on Dayon. He seems perplexed as far as why the foul was called, but that play was designed to get Ballenboy coming across the middle on a screen. There's a lot of action inside. You can see specifically where the foul was called, but Weber State's going to do that, Jim. When they need a basket, they're going to pound that ball inside.
Ballenboy has Dayon Goodman by 35 pounds.
Yeah, well, in size and length.
Just 2 inches taller, but 35 pounds heavier.
Yeah. He's really impressed me too with the shot. Again, I wasn't expecting him to, be such an outside threat, but he is. He's got good touch for his size and how he normally plays mainly inside.
19 points for Ballenboy.
Now Dayon Goodman's setting a lot of these screens up top.
Skank gives over to Davis. 10 seconds to shoot. Back to Connor Fry. He'll put up the 3. Inside won't go. The tip is good, though, from Kendall Hill.
Connor Fry wanted over the back there from Kendall Hill, but no call there from the official. Kendall just simply reached over the top of Connor. He told Connor that after Connor was talking to him after the basket.
Marcel Davis won't go. Dayon Goodman back up and in, and one. Foul against Kendall Hill, his 3rd.
See the basket here. Dayon coming up to set the screen. He rolls down the middle. Look at him position himself inside Ballenboy, and he goes up strong with the finish.
Immediate timeout. UVU trying to stay in this thing. Don't go away. Just under 8 left.
I had an idea. Lots of people have ideas. But engaged learning helped me develop my idea and make it real. And now with sales over $1 million, best assignment ever.
Watching UVU TV.
UVU has not been known as a second-half team so far this season. If you joined us late, these two teams were tied at halftime at 25 apiece. I think they're both going to get more than 25 points in the second half. The question is, can UVU turn it on? Right now, second-half shooting for UVU just 6 of 20. Meanwhile, Weber State 8 of 22.
And you can't complain about the looks.
No.
You really can't, because there's only been a few possessions where the Wolverines looked like they were rushed on their attempts.
Goodman misses the free throw following the and one.
I think it's going to come down here, Jim, in the last few minutes. How can the Wolverines defend this guy right here?
Ballenboy for 3, misses outside. Wolverines trying to get a little bit closer on this possession. Connor Fry takes it in, out of control that time. Weber State coming back the other way. They got numbers. And they missed the shot inside. Corey Cardwell brings it up for Utah Valley. Ivory Young now starts to penetrate. Skank dishes out. They'll give it to Fry. Fake the three. Takes a little two inside. Ballenboy with a rebound. His 17th rebound.
Wow.
Kendall Hill couldn't get the shot to go, but he'll get a couple of free throws as he was fouled that time by Connor Fry. Fry's second foul.
And I think Kendall saw here that the Wolverines weren't going to double team. If Ballenboy gets that ball inside him, UVU's coming over to double team immediately. Kendall, I think that time tried to read the defense a little bit, saw that there wasn't going to be a double team, and just dribbled his way into the middle of the paint.
Hill's got 8 points. He's the second leading scorer on the team tonight for Weber State. Ballenboy 19 points. Hill 8, Singleton 7. Nobody else with more than 3.
And with the struggles that UVU have had the past couple possessions on offense, the question then becomes, where are they going to get that offense from? If you got Marcel in there, who's probably the best creator from the perimeter. You have the starting lineup right now on the court probably to finish out the game for the most part. So
that one kicked away off Weber State.
Where is the offense going to be coming from for UVU here? What design, what play set are they going to use to create that offense? Because I think Weber State's done a nice job of minimalizing what they have been running so far with the perimeter screens on the ball and on the outside.
10 seconds to shoot. Jade Jackson starts to drive against Baker. Baker's going to be called for the blocking foul. His third foul. So now you got 3 players on the floor for Weber State with 3 fouls each. Baker, Cannon, and Hill. Braxton on the bench with 4. UVU's got Bashan out there with 3, Young out there with 4, Hamilton on the bench with 4. Still got just under 6.5 minutes left.
Yeah, what was the time? I don't remember what the time was when both teams, I know Weber State had, well, maybe it was the Wolverines that had free throws with 13 minutes left. I think it was pretty close, both teams did, but almost an offensive rebound there. You know, with the officials calling it as tight as they are with the hand checks, with the forearms, that's got to be in the back of your mind. Be aggressive, drive to the rim, and try and draw any contact.
Well, that time, Ballenboy thought he had a teammate in the corner, but not so.
Yeah, that was a perfectly timed double team. I think that was Connor that came over on the double team. Ballenboy's had that skip pass a couple times previously, and I think he thought that it was automatically going to be there, but no one was in the corner. They had made their way up to the wing.
Under 6 to play. UVU down by 5. Davis for 3. Nope. Bastion fights for the rebound. Ivory Young, bottom. Just his second 3-pointer tonight, and just UVU's third.
The Wolverines have had 7 offensive rebounds, so not a lot, but they have been timely. Deion's offensive rebound previously. That time it converts to a 3.
Shot blocked. Bastion, and they're going to call a foul on Andrew Bastion. It'll be his 4th foul.
He was blocked out by the official. This is going to be a perfect angle to see. You see Cannon taking it away from the screen. Yeah, I mean,
he was up in the air
he was up in
the restricted area.
In the restricted area. And he did kind of go straight up, but I don't know. That's a tough foul call because Kay Cannon had kind of lost his balance, and he was the one that created the contact into Bastion.
UVU with 3 players with 4 fouls each. Bastion, Young, and Hamilton.
Braxton came back in for Weber State. He's got 4 as well.
Three-point game. Connor Fry for 3. That's off. Connor Fry in a shooting slump.
Yeah, his confidence is just not there.
He's 3 of 15 tonight, 0 for 6 from long range. He does have 10 points. 4 of them have come from the free throw line. 10 points, 8 rebounds. When you look at that, it looks like a pretty good night, but it's not the normal night you expect from Connor Fry.
It's not the normal shot, just his motion. It just doesn't look like we're used to seeing. Don't know what it is, but we hope he gets out of it.
Hill. That won't go. Marcel Davis, right spot, right time for his 5th rebound. Connor Fry takes it in and tried to slam it down. The blocking foul will be called against Weber State.
Wow. What a play from Connor.
Kendall Hill.
Braxton was out of the play. Yeah, he was in the circle. He was standing on the line.
So you're saying it's a bad call?
No, I think that you have to be outside the line, right, for it to be a charge. He was.
His feet were on the line?
Pretty sure his feet were on the line there.
His 4th foul, by the way. Now, Hill will take a seat with 4 fouls. Braxton stays out there with his 4. I'm telling you, somebody's going to foul out of this game pretty soon.
Well, and to me, call it what you will, but chess match between the coaches, substituting constantly, players in, players out. That's what's overlooked. You see players on the court make plays, but you've got coaching lineups and matchups that are put together, and that determines the players on the court and their play.
Nice drive and score from Singleton.
Keeping him out of the paint is key. When he's got inside, he's had a few acrobatic layups like that one.
Connor Fry throws it right into the hands of Weber State's Dusty Baker. UVU just with their 10th turnover tonight.
They're going to put Sanglin and Ballboy in a pick on the ball. There it is. That's a foul out right there. Braxton's gone.
Zach Braxton.
Oh, excuse me. They called that on Dayon. I thought for sure the official pointed at Braxton, but I think he was pointing at him, indicating that he was going to go to the free throw line. They called that on Dayon, did they not?
Yes, they did. His 4th foul.
Let's watch Dayon here. Oh, geez. I mean, that's a play to me. You just have to let that go. It's getting much more physical than that. Dayon didn't extend his arm. Wow, unfortunate. That to me is a play you have to just let go.
6 players in this game with 4 fouls each. 4 of them play for UVU. And 3 of them are on the floor right now. Braxton with 4 for Weber State, the only Wildcat with 4. 53-49. 3:40 to play. Five seconds to shoot. Davis asks for the screen. He'll take a long 2. Weber State with the rebound. UVU has had some trouble so far this young season closing teams out, even when they've been ahead the last few minutes, and a little inadvertent foul against Marcel Davis as Singleton was coming across and tripped over Davis's feet.
It's a good acting job there.
Second personal foul against Marcel Davis. That'll bring us to our final media timeout of this first half. 3 minutes, 16 seconds left.
Here's a replay, Jim. Definitely contact, but I made the comment right before the break. Pretty good acting there from Sanglin.
Well, neither team has played offensively as well as they would like, but both teams have played some pretty good defense tonight.
Absolutely. I think that it's surprised you, surprised me. Maybe didn't surprise the coaches that much, but you know, they're going to get a stoppage here. Was the band still playing the Green Man group potentially?
Yeah, UVU's Green Man group. The drum corps here was still rocking and rolling.
You know, being in these situations, Jim, you know, a foul like that, however inadvertent from Marcel, is such a killer because you put Sanglin at the free throw line. The same can go for Weber State on defense, but you have to play these last 3 minutes so smart because any foul, the officials are going to be calling it. You have to be in the perfect position, perfect spot to avoid any type of a foul.
2.5 minutes since UVU has scored from the floor. Ivory Young hits the deck this time. It's going to be called against Weber State.
Oh, they're calling that on Ivory.
No.
He's gone.
Against Ivory Young, really? Ivory Young has just fouled out of this game. He's the first player. Every time I think it's against one player, they call it against somebody else. Ivory wears 13.
He loses possession of the ball here.
And just runs inadvertently.
Yeah, they probably called the foul that he swiped down on the ball, trying to knock the ball out of.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, if you're going to foul out, that's a terrible play to foul out on.
And you know, we didn't maybe see the best angle from it there, but if you turn the ball over, you can't compound your mistake with giving a foul, especially with the foul trouble.
Seven-point lead for Weber State. Match is their biggest of the game, or it is their biggest of the game actually. Jade Jackson for three. Sorry, Jade. Misses out front. Weber State coming back quickly the other way. All sorts of contact. Marcel Davis driving, diving. Jump ball, Utah Valley.
Yeah, wild play there. Wolverines get a great break because Kate Cannon's just out of control. He needs to just pull that ball out. He's just trying to weave through traffic.
Like a pinball.
Yeah, great hustle there from Marcel.
Bouncing off everybody. And no call. Connor Fry kicks back outside to Jaden Jackson. Long two, good. Stops a little 6-0 run that Weber State was on. UVU within 5 with 2:25 to play.
We're going to probably see this ball worked around, use some clock, but Sanglin getting the ball with a potential screen on the ball. Oh, he takes the three. Oh, big shot.
Yeah, he's feeling it here in the second half.
Malavoy set the second leg of that screen. You had to feel it was going to be in his hands or some type of pick on the ball, but he came off looking to shoot.
Davis for three. Bottom. UVU hanging in there, and a quick timeout. We'll stay here for this one. Marcel Davis, 11 points. Jaden Jackson, 12. Connor Fry, 12. They're the three leading scorers for UVU tonight. Ivory Young with 6 points, but he's on the bench and won't be back with 5 fouls.
That play has been the bread and butter of the Wolverines tonight. It's a handoff on the wing. This time it was Jaden Jackson coming off the pick. He's the jump shooter that comes off the pick that's set from Andrew Bastian. Andrew Bastian rolls right down the lane to the basket. Whoever is on the wing fills up. We've seen Connor Fry be that guy a number of times. That time it was Marcel Davis just simply filled up to the wing position. And the defense is thinking, okay, we got to defend the roll. We have to defend the shot because Jaden has made some jump shots coming off of that. And they get sucked down, they get sucked in, and that time, the replace guy, Marcel, coming up there, knocks down the jump shot. I think that's what the Wolverines are going to run. Just offensively, the rest of the game, only 2 minutes left, but that's what they've been running. They'll just keep running that play and take what it gives them, and they just work their way through it and see what Weber State, see how they defend it. Because when that play gives a lot of options. When you stop one thing, you've got other things that are open and vice versa.
Well, foul trouble might be the story of the game for these last 2:04 because UVU's got 3 players with 4. Weber State's got 2 players with 4, 2 players with 3. Ballenboy's gone quiet. His last points came at the 8:43 mark. He hasn't scored in 6 minutes and 39 seconds.
Well, and they've kind of gone away from him to some degree because they've been at the foul line a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
and all of a sudden, Singleton is.
They're going to run. I think that's going to be what the Wolverines have to focus in on is Singleton because we've seen a couple things lately. He's driven to the basket. That last possession on the 3, he came off of a double screen. I would not be surprised to see that action again or him be involved in some type of pick on the ball, much like the Wolverines are using picks on the ball. But Ballenboy coming up and setting a pick on the ball for Sanglen. He's going to be the player here. Watch Sanglen. He's going to come off some type of a double screen just like the last possession.
10 seconds to shoot. Long 3, Cannon. Nope. Slapped away from Ballenboy. UVU comes away with it.
Wolverines don't need to panic here. Plenty of time.
Davis for 3. Bottom. It's a 2-point game. One minute left. 10 seconds, shot clock. Baker.
Weber State trouble matching up. Here comes the play again, Jim. Oh, Connor holds it for a timeout.
38.6 seconds left on the game clock. 19 seconds left on the shot clock. Weber State, just 2 of their last 8 shots have gone down. Meanwhile, UVU, a little 6-0 spurt over the last 1 minute 30. After 6 straight points from Weber State, 4 of them from the free throw line, they led by 7, and it sort of looked like UVU might be in trouble. They fought back here.
I'll be really interested to see what play call, what the Wolverines do on offense here. We have not been in this situation, at least that I've seen in some of these home games, where the Wolverines are drawing up a play. I'm really, really interested to see where they go or what type of set they run in this situation because, again, it's not something that we've seen before. Now, for Weber State, make or miss, neither team can foul because the other team's at the free throw line. Wolverines have 19 seconds on the shot clock. I'm sure they're going to run it until it's under 30 seconds. Well, potentially run it until it's under 30 seconds on the shot clock. So if the Wolverines miss a basket and Weber State gets it, the Wolverines are going to have to foul as soon as possible if it's under 30 seconds.
1 timeout remaining for Utah Valley, 3 for Weber State. Again, 19 seconds on the shot clock.
I mean, I'm expecting, and I'll probably be wrong, but some pick on the ball, some action with Andrew Bastian coming up and setting a screen.
$10 seconds to shoot. Connor Fry comes off that Bastian screen, nothing there. 5 seconds to shoot. Jackson with an NBA 3. Bottom! JJ. UVU back out in front. Jaden Jackson picked a fine time to hit his second three-pointer of the night. UVU just 6 of 23 from long range, but couldn't ask for a better timed three-pointer. And that was a long three-pointer. You see the shot clock was right at 3 when he let it go.
their original set didn't work, or it wasn't designed to get them that because they ran the ball down. I mean, just watch the play here. It's a dribble handoff. Marcel does a nice job ever so slightly using his body to shield McKay Cannon from getting out there. Hands the ball off, uses his body, prevents McKay Cannon from getting out there, and what a clutch three from Jaden from deep.
Well, we talked about the whole game that both teams have played pretty darn good defense.
Yeah.
And so now Utah Valley will be called on one more time to play some really good defense with 18 and a half seconds left.
Absolutely, Jim, and their defense is what's kept them in the game. Let's see if their defense can win it on one more possession here. Of course, you could see Weber State try and score a little bit quicker than normal here because they might want to give themselves an opportunity for a second chance.
Singlin.
Oh, wow. Who are they calling that on?
Connor Fry of UVU. His third foul is going to put Jeremy Singlin at the free throw line with 13.3 seconds left.
You know, from the angle that we had here, I thought Singlin created all that contact with his right arm. Misses the first.
Jeremy Singlin 5 of 8 from the free throw line. He's their best free throw shooter on the season. We're tied at 60. UVU does have one timeout left. I don't think they're going to use it. See if they can get a shot off. We are headed to overtime. The first overtime game of the season for either one of these teams. Jeremy Singlin comes over to the bench. Yeah, I think he got poked in the eye.
Yeah, he's acting like he got
on that
hit
play.
in the nose, poked in the eye, one of the two.
Wow. Utah Valley not in that position so far this season where they had to make the last shot of the game to win it. Didn't seem like, to me, they had a real good play drawn up at all.
Yeah, this is going to be the replay of Jaden's three. But I think much like that three from Jaden, the previous three, or the last attempt there from Hayden, the first play in the set didn't work, and then they kind of were scrambling after that. You know, we can debate whether or not maybe there could have been a timeout called to set something up, but that first action of Marcel coming off the double screen up top did not create what was intended, because you had Bowling Boy out, you had McKay Cannon almost, kind of a loose double team well beyond the perimeter, and had to dump it off to Hayden's gang. But they had a shot. Hayden had a pretty good running look at it, and now we're going into the overtime where foul trouble could be an issue. Free throw shooting is going to be big. We might come down to it in overtime. It's going to depend on who has the ball last, just like we did there.
5 minutes of overtime. Utah Valley still with one timeout. Weber State, you get an extra one when you go to overtime. So now UVU has 2 timeouts. Weber State has 3 as we head into overtime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players between these two teams with 3 fouls or 4 fouls.
And another thing too, Jim, fatigue. The Wolverines have never gone into overtime. They've got one less guy, Ivory Young, coming off the bench. I think Weber State's probably been a little bit more active with rotating. UVU comes away with the ball. Ball boy just really knocked that ball right over the hands of McKay Cannon, but I don't think these guys are tired. Coach Hunsaker used to always call this winning time, and you can't get tired in winning time.
Adrenaline time is what it is.
Absolutely.
So UVU will have first possession here in overtime. First overtime ever for head coach Mark Pope as a head coach. Bastion rejected up top. Skate pulled it down. Jackson. Boy, this thing's getting physical. Singleton runs right over Marcel Davis. Singleton charges. One official was about to call a block. The other official called the charge. It's the charge that's going to stand.
Yeah, and it should have been a block because Marcel, well, I don't know, maybe. The outside official, as you said, the one that was right in front of us, he was going to make a call of a block, but the underneath official, the reason why I said that should have been a block is because Marcel did not take that straight on, but we'll take it. Wolverines with the ball.
Second foul against Jeremy Singleton. Fry for three. We're in overtime. Neither team has scored on their first possession, or UVU's case, on their second possession either.
Well, free throws. Andrew Bastion's now fouled out.
That's brutal. Andrew Bastion is fouled out with 4 points, 6 rebounds. And 4 block shots. And that's bad news for UVU because he's about what all they got inside.
Well, the shame is that it's a foul. So not even a on-ball defense there.
Ballin Boys' first point since the 8:43 mark of the second half. Weber State by 2. Ballin Boy, 21 points, 18 rebounds, by the way. Ho-hum for Joe Ballin Boy. Fry for 3. Connor Fry 0 for 8 from long range. Great effort from Jaden Jackson.
Nice job getting back. Careless turnover on the pass ahead, but you're right. Jaden getting back in transition, causing the turnover.
Connor Fry draws contact inside. He'll shoot a couple. That one going to go against Kendall Hill. And he's fouled out.
Yeah, watch. The official made the motion that Kendall Hill's arms came down. Watch his arm. Yep, his right arm definitely came down. He did not keep his right arm vertical. His arm dropped, and that was where Connor used his movement, swinging, bringing the ball through, creating contact with the right arm of Kendall Hill.
10 points, 8 rebounds for Kendall Hill as he takes a seat with having fouled out of this one. 49 fouls have been called in this game. And despite what our folks up in Ogden might think, Utah Valley's been called for 3 more than has Weber State. It's 26-23, the fouls in favor of Utah Valley. Fry makes both free throws. We're tied at 62. Our 8th tie of this game. If you're just joining us, we're in overtime. Ballin Boy is going to shoot a couple. Foul's going to go against Dayon Goodman.
We're going to get the same call here that
he just fouled out.
Geez, the Wolverines are going to have to.
3 players have now fouled out for Utah Valley.
Dayon's arms drop down as well. You got it so hard. You got to stay vertical on those, or the officials will call that if there's any degree in your arms other than straight up and down. Look at the lineup that the Wolverines are going with, Jim.
Alex Carr is forced to come in at 6'3", and that's pretty much stretching it for the senior out of Birmingham, Alabama.
But this could benefit them on offense because they're not going to have the size on defense.
Connor Fry, the tallest player on the floor for UVU at 6'6".
And you're going to get Coach Ray subbing in here Rashad Giddens coming in for Zach Braxton to match the size, match the lineup. Going small for small here. Ten of 12 from the free throw line from Ballenboy.
23 points overall.
So this is going to be, you don't have a big in there to come up and set the screens like they've normally done. They've got Connor Fry in that position right now, working around.
UVU turns it over. It's 4-on-1.
Oh boy.
And Marcel Davis couldn't stop Jeremy Singland, but he fouled him anyway. His third foul. He didn't foul out. Singland now with 17 points, and 16 of those came after halftime.
Yeah, and that play was made by Dusty Baker, tipping that ball away. I think it was Hayden Skank that he was trailing. He knocked that ball out, caused the free play. Got the ball going in the Wildcats' direction.
5-point lead for Weber State here in overtime.
See Connor, that free throw line setting all these screens.
That time Connor Fry a little too far inside, get it up and in.
He rushed that one. I think he thought he had less time than he did. Could have probably come down with that, gathered himself, and then gone back up. Hard to tell because you don't know where the defense is behind you.
Wide open three, Giddens. Connor Fry for three. No, he just cannot get it down. Minute 38 left. Timeout, Randy Ray and Weber State. He wants to talk to McKay Cannon, freshman from Shelley, Idaho, and calm him down just a little bit.
Yeah, I think as your coach, you see when you've got a lead like the Wildcats do, it's time and score. It's all about knowing you have the lead. You've got a 2-possession lead. You use as much time as possible, and if you see them pushing that ball up, that was what was driving Coach Ray crazy. Bring that ball out, work a little bit more clock, work it around the perimeter if you're a Wildcat fan.
Joined us late. Obviously, you missed a heck of a game so far. These two were tied at halftime at 25. They were tied at the end of regulation at 60. And Weber State now with a 5-point lead in overtime after UVU's 2 starters have fouled out, Ivory Young and Andrew Bastion, as well as reserve Dayon Goodman. 3 UVU players have fouled out here in OT. Hill is fouled out for Weber State.
If you're the Wolverines, Jim, 22 seconds left on the shot clock here. Like I said, it's only a 2-possession game. You've got plenty of time left in the game. But what you have to do is not foul. You've got to make it a difficult shot for the Wildcats. And then when that ball goes up, you've got to rebound. We've seen Ballenboy pound the Wolverines on offense, on the offensive glass. Connor's going to have that responsibility of blocking him out. But you have to have the full team in there for the rebound. Do not foul here, put him at the line.
Over the shoulder, no look pass. Ballenboy not able to finish. Got his own miss and was fouled by Hayden Skank.
That pass wasn't even open, Jim. He just threw, like you said, he just threw that ball up, with confidence that Ballenboy was going to come down with it. He sure did.
Joel Ballenboy showing why he is projected to get paid next year to play somewhere. 24 points, 19 rebounds, 12 out of 14 from the free throw line.
Push the ball here. Take your best shot as quick as you can. see Wolverines give pressure here after the layup, try and get a steal. You got to try and trap. I don't think you need to foul yet.
Well, Singleton is their best free throw shooter, but he's got the ball in his hands. If you're trying to stop the clock, you got to foul him.
They got the turnover.
Marcel Davis coming back. Jaden Jackson for three. Bottom. Just like that, it's a 2-point game with 53 seconds left.
That was picture perfect on how you defend that. They didn't foul. I'm not sure if it was Marcel or who knocked that ball out, but Jaden comes down, runs to the three-point line. The Wolverines are just not quitting tonight. Terrific effort.
What a game. Jaden Jackson now 20 points. UVU down by 2 with 53 seconds left.
Now it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, I'll say.
I mean, what's that? There was a minute. Jaden makes that layup. There was a minute 18 left after the missed free throw. Score 5 quick points like that in that little time. That's a perfect scenario for UVU because now you definitely don't foul. Weber State's going to try and run that clock down, give themselves one shot, and then if you can get a stop for UVU, you got the ball with a chance to tie or win it.
No pressure from UVU.
And they're just going to dribble it across. He's just going to dribble it out. Have to believe this ball is getting to Sanglin's hands.
15 seconds shot clock. They'll have to put it up with at least 12 seconds left on the game clock. I'll make it 22 seconds left on the game clock. 3, 2. UVU basketball. Shot clock is off. UVU has a timeout if they want it.
They're going to switch everything up top.
Connor Fry inside. And a timeout, Weber State. Connor Fry has missed 16 shots tonight.
I was thinking the
and
exact same thing.
And he just got one at the most crucial moment of the game.
I was thinking the exact same thing, Jim. Wow, what a play.
Tell you.
He used the ball fake and the pump fake there pretty well, too. He almost lost his balance. He did a great job of collecting himself. And he went over Ballenboy because Ballenboy wasn't going to get a foul. He wasn't going to risk any type of foul in that situation. Wow, what a play from Connor, but what overall play in the last minute 18 seconds from the Wolverines.
Yeah, because it looked like Weber State had pretty much
they were up 69-62, right?
Yeah, 7-point lead.
You know, it's not over though. 5.5 seconds left here. I wonder where the ball is going to be. It looks like it's going to be, is it under the basket? It is under the basket.
Weber State will have to come the length of the floor.
Yeah, Weber State's going to try and get one of their players with the ball in a running start here. Again, can't foul for the Wolverines. No fouls.
Singlen. Plenty of room. Top of the key. Well, hope you got some popcorn because we're going OT number 2. This one may never end. They got to be out of here in time for the weekend. UVU's got to go up and play Idaho State on Saturday, and Weber State's got to fly and play Denver on Sunday. 69-69 at the end of OT number 1.
Wow. You know, looking back, Jim, picture perfect for how to play that last minute 18 and how not to play the last minute 18 because UVU did a great job. They got the easy layup from Jaden, then they got the turnover. Jaden knocked down the three-point shot. They got stops on defense, and Connor makes that basket that he does, and they play that last possession to perfection as well.
Jaden Jackson, you see him there, 20 points tonight on 8 of 14 shooting. 3 out of 5 from long range. Coach Mark Pope in his first year here at UVU, coming over after a few years as an assistant coach just up the road 4 miles at BYU. Right now his Wolverines are giving Randy Ray and his Wildcats all they can handle. Headed into overtime number 2. First overtime game of the year for either team, and we're going at least 2.
Yeah, Weber State has 18 turnovers. That's really not done them any favors.
Well,
the
even
Wolverines
more,
have turned that into 19 points too.
Yeah, but even more impressive to me, Matt, is the fact the Wolverines only have 12 turnovers.
Yeah, how many they have at half? I think they had 9 at half. They had 9 at half, and they have not turned the ball over here in the second half and through the first overtime. They still haven't shot it real well, but I tell you, what a gutsy effort on defense. Guys fouling out, not normal lineups, not normal rotations, playing against some terrific players. What a sight to see.
4 players have fouled out of this game, 3 of them for UVU. Weber State controls the tip as we start OT number 2 here at the UCCU Center. Hayden Skank.
I thought they were going to call a travel, but they're going to get Hayden with the foul.
His 4th. $53 fouls called in the game, 30 of them against UVU, 23 against Weber State. Weber State has outscored UVU from the free throw line by 8. Singleton, 7 of 11 from the stripe now. Jackson, NBA 3.
Short.
Giddens is claiming he was fouled. No call, obviously. There's a foul, though. Contact between Bollenboy and Marcel Davis. Bollenboy being called for his 2nd foul. After everybody in the world is in foul trouble, Bollenboy finally gets his 2nd.
Yeah.
That's how good a player this guy is.
He definitely comes over, creates the contact. You know, it's just like who's going to be left standing, Jim, because you get fouled, you go to the free throw line, you got to make free throws. Marcel misses that one. Sanglin missed 2 previously.
Sanglin's their best free throw shooter on the season, though. He's a 77% free throw shooter. Meanwhile, UVU's best free throw shooter is Dayon Goodman, and he's already fouled out of the game. Well, nobody wants to score in OT number 2, evidently, at least from the stripe. Played a minute. Cody John blocked by Corey Cardwell from behind. Corey Cardwell, I believe, just got his first career block.
And it was a nice recovery. Again, nice job of not fouling, too. The perimeter players for Weber State are being held in check by the UVU defenders. Perimeter guys have done a terrific job. They're not allowing Weber State to turn the corner on any of these picks on the ball or get to the rim as they were a little bit earlier in the game.
Singleton, long 2. Nothing but net.
That was a big shot. Right in front of us here, fading away from the basket. Tough shot.
3.5 left. Marcel Davis. Tied at 71.
Go figure. Those 2 guys missed 2 free throws and then they knocked down those jump shots.
Singleton Kicks it back outside. 6 seconds to shoot. Dusty Baker.
Nice drive there. Dusty Baker, only his 4th point, but pretty timely.
UVU down by 2. Skank somehow found his way to the hole. His 7th point. I think he was worried about fouling out on a charge. Kind of surprised to find himself open. Bollenboy, contact, Connor Fry. Fry is going to have 4 fouls now to go along with his 16 points. Bollenboy will be at the free throw line where he's 12 out of 14.
Yeah, kind of a scramble play there. The ball gets knocked around. Marcel finds himself on the ground. Connor finds his way going off of Bollenboy, and Bollenboy sees the lane and drives. On offense for UVU, I think they're just going to continue with that four-man around the perimeter. And Connor Fry, that's missed free throw. Connor Fry setting those screens up near the top. It's created a lot of space and allowed for jump shots, drives to the basket. Some good things are coming because of it.
UVU down by 1. Connor Fry twisting, turning off the glass. UVU back out in front. Fry with 18 points. And a quick timeout with 1:58 left. My goodness, what a game. Connor Fry, it took him about, 43 minutes to really warm up tonight. We're in overtime number 2. UVU now out in front, 75-74. Look, the last time UVU led in this game was near the end of regulation when they led 60-59 after Jaden Jackson hit a 3-pointer. Then Weber State tied it up on a free throw to send us into overtime. UVU's just been playing catch-up to send it into overtime number 2. They had trailed by as many as 7 in that first overtime. In fact, they were down 7 with 1:21 left. Sent it to overtime at 69 each.
Jim, the officials are conferencing and talking about something. I thought for a minute they might go to the monitor just because of the way that they were talking about it. Hayden Shank found himself flying onto the ground underneath the basket. I saw the replay. Didn't look like anything intentional. I think no reason for the officials to go and look at the monitor.
Under 2 to play. Weber State has turned it over again. Their second backcourt violation of this game. 19 turnovers for Weber State, just 12 for UVU. 1:46 left. UVU looking to burn a little clock now with that 1-point lead. Ten seconds to shoot. Davis drives in, dishes off, turnover. Here comes Weber State, singlet, layup, good. And Hayden Skank has fouled out of the game on the and one.
The official came over, made the call, Jim, and just made the motion with his hips that he moved into him. You know, he's got case, but I mean that's not a foul, especially at this point in the game. That has to be a no call.
32 fouls called against UVU, 24 against Weber State.
I mean, that just looked a whole lot. Did you think that was a foul?
Oh, don't drag me into this, partner.
I thought there was no way that was a foul call. Hayden went like he was going to attempt to stop, but pulled away from it, and his momentum carried him in there. Well,
UVU down by 2.
Whatever it is, it is.
1:08 left. 4 UVU players have fouled out. Three-pointer, bottom! Jaden Jackson! UVU back out in front.
That's the first time we've seen that where Jaden stopped on the handoff. Normally we see him come off of it as Singleton.
Air ball from Singleton.
That's a foul on McKay Cannon.
Cannon will pick up his 4th foul, undercutting Corey Cardwell. There's the miss from outside. Clock stop, 42.7 seconds left. UVU by 1.
I was saying on the offensive possession on the 3 from Jaden, it was the first time I'd seen him. Normally that ball gets handed off and he comes off of the screen, or he comes and hands it off again. That time he stopped right as that ball got handed off and he knocked down the jump shot.
Corey Cardwell gives UVU a 2-point lead here in overtime number 2.
Well, and Weber State hasn't been able to defend that handoff. They just haven't been able to stop what UVU's doing.
It's a 3-point lead for UVU. You gotta be kidding me. 40 seconds left. Randy Ray takes one of 2 timeouts he has left. He's got to talk to his squad now. This is amazing to me that UVU has 4 players who have fouled out of this game. 2 starters. Got 2 other players with 4 fouls each. And they're still leading Weber State in overtime number 2.
Guys have just made plays. Jaden has really come to life. I mean, he is absolutely. Marcel hit some big shots. Hayden with a big layup there. Connor with this shot here. Guys have just made plays. That's what I'm saying right there. Stops on a dime and launches. They have not, Weber State has not been able to defend that play.
Jaden Jackson, oh, by the way, career high 23 points tonight. Connor Fry, 18. Marcel Davis, 16. They're the players in double figures for UVU. Ballenboy, 26. Singleton, 23.
And when was the last time Ballenboy scored? I mean, I know he hit some free throws, but he hasn't been the type of player that they can just go to him and give him the ball and have him create offense for him.
Well, there it is, as soon as we talk about it.
See, but that came off of a pick on the ball, too, or a pick and roll. They haven't gone to that play lately.
You jinxed them, you know.
I did. But, yeah.
28.6 left. Shot clock is off. UVU will have it.
Now, key here, inbounds play, because obviously Weber State has to trap, has to put pressure at full court. If that ball, when that ball gets inbounded, they've got to immediately foul. This is going to come down to here free throw shooting for UVU, because they've got the upper hand, they've got the advantage. You've got 1 timeout left, so they can't be caught with a 5-second call here. Get that ball in bounds, realize that Weber State's going to be coming and swiping and trying to knock that ball away. Maybe look to trap even. And then as soon as they don't get that steal, foul's coming.
Carr gets it into Jackson. Back to Alex. Over to Connor Fry. He's fouled with 25 seconds left. Connor Fry will be at the free throw line. He hasn't missed yet tonight. He's 8 of 8.
Well, and that was not good defense from Weber State, because that was the last person that you want to put at the free throw line, Connor Fry. 8 of 8 tonight.
Ballenboy picks up foul number 3.
They didn't have their defense set. That was, and you know, credit UVU, a well-executed inbounds play. Got exactly what you wanted. A little bit of time running off the clock, and one of your best free throw shooters at the line.
Connor Fry's 19th point of the night gives UVU a 2-point lead with 25 seconds to play here in overtime number 2. That's a 3-point lead. Singleton looks to the sideline. Coach Randy Ray.
This is exactly what you want. Great defense, picking them up.
Cannon forces up the shot. That won't go. Weber State basketball with 9.2.
And they don't have any timeouts. So this is a very awkward spot to be inbounding the ball from. You don't draw up many plays in preseason or have a shot lined up from that spot on the court.
They get it into Singleton. Wide open. And
he missed it.
Oh my goodness. That ball took forever to go down.
And that benefits the Wolverines because 2 seconds ran off the clock. Got a foul for Weber State.
I've never seen a ball go around the rim twice.
How beneficial too. I think it ran off 2-3 seconds.
Oh my goodness. Ballenboy had to commit the foul to stop the clock with 3.3 to play.
Ball on the rim. There's 1 second. There's 2 seconds. There's almost 3 seconds ran off the clock. How perfect. On a free throw.
Connor Fry.
On a layup, excuse me.
At the free throw line. Connor Fry has not missed yet. He is 11 of 11 from the stripe. He's got 21 points tonight. And it seemed like all we talked about in the first half, maybe even into the second, is Connor Fry couldn't make a shot. Well, he can make free throws, baby. UVU by 3 with 3.3 to play. Singleton.
Oh, Connor got a piece of it.
Connor Fry blocks the shot, and UVU, can you believe this, has knocked off Weber State in double overtime, 84 to 81. Nobody saw this coming.
What play from UVU, top to bottom.
Wow. Obviously the best win for Coach Mark Pope in his young coaching career. UVU now 3-6 overall. Weber State that falls to 5-4. Weber State's now lost to Utah State, BYU, and UVU. They won't play another in-state opponent this season. They're probably happy about that. UVU picked up a win at the most crucial time because they are about to hit the road for a brutal road trip. Idaho State, Texas San Antonio, North Carolina Wilmington, Louisville, St. Mary's. Those are the teams looming in UVU's path. But right now it's time to celebrate double overtime victory here at the UCCU Center.
What an exciting game. I think what I'm most impressed with is the fight and the competitiveness that UVU had throughout the entire game. They faced a ton of adversity with foul trouble. They went through a lot of things with Ballenboy going off, 28 points, 20 rebounds. They shot the ball terribly the entire game, 27 of 73 from the field, 8 of 30 from the three. But you know what? What really mattered is they made plays when it mattered most, and that is going to be my takeaway from tonight's game. What a terrific effort, team win. Everybody that played tonight contributed, and no one can say that they didn't do something that helped the Wolverines come away with the victory.
Wow, what a game. UVU wins this one by 3. Yeah, we got some highlights, and how do you whittle down a highlight package out of this thing, because they were just all over the place. Connor Fry tonight, 22 points. He did not miss a free throw, 12 out of 12. Meanwhile, Weber State, man, they looked like they'd put it away twice.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, these games are 40 minutes long, or in this case, 50 minutes long, and you got to play to the very last whistle. And what got them back in the game was just that turnover that Weber State had, I think, when they had a 5-point lead, and Jaden knocked down that three. That, to me, is what really turned it for the Wolverines in the end of the first half. Excuse me, end of the second half.
Well, at this point, I'm going to excuse Connor Fry for going scoreless against Southern Utah if he's going to come back and do this in double overtime tonight. At the end of regulation, Well, at the end of half, or at halftime, these two were tied at 25. At the end of regulation, tied at 60. At the end of the first OT, tied at 69, and then UVU wins it in double overtime, 84-81. Could not come at a better time. UVU's last home game of this calendar year. They won't be back at the UCCU Center until January 2nd, hosting San Diego Christian, and then conference play starts after that. So quite a momentum builder.
Yeah.
This could be a season-changing event for UVU.
Yeah, I hope so, Jim. I really do. We talked about it before the game, and if some of these games were. Well, let's back up. What did we say? Turn the corner. They've got to kind of find that way to turn the corner and get over the top and win some games to give them the confidence that in those situations that they can play. And you know, tonight maybe that's this is the game that helps them turn the corner. And man, what an exciting finish. There's so much to learn about your team and your teammates and your coaches and everybody that's involved with a win like this. And, you know, it's going to be one to celebrate for sure.
Merry Christmas, Wolverine fans. 84-81, the final over Weber State in double overtime. That's going to do it from here. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for staying with us through this whole thing. It was a lot of fun to call. I hope it was as much fun to watch. This telecast, produced by students from UVU's Digital Media Department, has been a copyrighted production of Utah Valley University and the Wolverine Sports Network. For my broadcast partner, Matt Peterson, I'm Jim McCullough saying good night from Orem, Utah.
This copyrighted telecast of the Western Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the WAC Digital Network.
When I was hired as the new coach at UVU, I knew that if we were going to win games, we'd have to have fans in the seats. I'm not much of a marketing guy, but I have some friends that know a thing or two about it.
All right, Coach. This is all about face-to-face interaction. That was actually pretty good. If this whole basketball thing doesn't work out, you should give me a call.
If you're looking to earn money this summer, stop by the Vantage marketing booth on the concourse during our games or visit choosevantage.com.
You are watching UVU TV.